this next guest speaker I just met. And our first conversation, when I got on the phone with him, and he'll tell you, you know what I said? I don't think this event's for you. But then the longer I talked to him, I was like, wait, this event's for him. Because he was referred to me by Jose Escobar, by the way, who also is sponsoring this event, Connected Leaders Academy, and some of the people in this room are because of Jose, Dana Lynn Banks, many others, so we'll get to that maybe later. But Bill was referred to me, and he was a trusted financial advisor. Anybody ever meet a financial planner? Right? He's passionate about helping people get financially well, but when he told me his story, that's when he got me, of what he's coming out of, and his brand is Perfectly Imperfect Families. I think I'm saying that right. How many come from a perfectly imperfect family, right? Children, finances, trying to put it all together. Bill not only does as a trusted financial advisor, but he helps families sort it all out. How many families could use that right now? Because isn't money a big point of contention? So I want you to give a warm welcome for Bill Walters here. He's going to share with you a little bit about his story in this 5 minutes, and then I'm going to interview him. So Bill, please come to the stage and grace us with your presence. And I want to say one more thing that moved me about you was your heart. You know what he said to me? He said, hey, if you just need me in the back room to pray with people, I'll do that. Right? And this is not like a Christian church event, but he was like, if there's somebody that needs me to pray for them, I'll do it. I said, let's go. It's on. So here he is, and the stage is yours, my friend.
Thank you.
You can stand right front and center here.
Oh, no, I don't need this. I need this.
He's got you set up?
Well,
you need to, okay.
I'll be right here. Does everybody know what this is?
Dollar.
Okay. Are you sure? Okay. This is your entire life savings. This is your nest egg. This is everything you save for 40 years, and when you retire, it's got to last 30 more. But what you don't know is the government is going to want its share. And then inflation is going to want its share. And then your single largest expense in retirement, healthcare, it's going to want its share. And you're left with this. And then the kids come home early, and they want their share now. And this is what you have to show for 40 years of savings. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's my job to put that back together into a whole. And what makes me different is my heart, because I meet you from where you are, and I give you step-by-step instructions to get where you want to be. So it's your goals, your dreams, your desires, and we create a personalized plan to get you from point A to point B. Some background. Graduated from Drexel. Got involved with Special Olympics and helping children with special needs. I'm an expert in creating trusts and funding those trusts. But I decided to veer and focus on creating self-funded pensions that remove stock market risk, as well as tax-free retirement savings. So when I meet with you, we create a plan that's unique and personalized for you. My background also included the last 6 years of my mom's life. I was her long-term care plan. So I made a lot of mistakes out of love, and I want to minimize those mistakes for you so you're not a burden to your children and for your parents, because we want to put the wishes and goals and dreams for your parents' caretaking on ice, right? Nice and smooth, no roadblocks, eliminating losing their house, eliminating problems, getting their wishes in writing so when they don't remember, you say, look, Mom, look, Dad, this is what you chose. In addition, our game plan here is simple. We want what's best for you. Positive mindset, always and first and foremost. But also, you were put here to live in abundance, okay? Not poverty, abundance. Our goal is to help each other get to that point. So yes, I am a holistic financial planner. I believe in a higher power. I believe that all good things come through Him, okay? Through Him, anything is possible. You have to have faith and believe. So believe in Him, trust in Him, and your goals and dreams will come true. If you're put into a situation, it's put there for you to learn and to help others, okay? That's my game plan. I want to share that with you, and I wish you blessings to all. Thank you so much.
Nobody picked up that dollar to put it back together?
That's why they call them dollar bills.
Bill? Oh, yeah, Bill Walters. Yes, Bill Walters. Perfectly Imperfect Families, trusted financial advisor for 30 years?
Yeah,
30 years.
quite a while.
Yep. So I want to dig into your story a little more, because we talked on the phone, and what I want to ask, if you allow me to go there, you recently divorced, right?
Yes,
And are you willing to go there?
I can go there.
Okay. Because what I want to know is, obviously we want to learn more about the financial part, but navigating that for yourself, having this background in finance, and then navigating through the family part of it. Could you speak to that and share a little bit about your story?
In what way?
Like the adversity that you maybe had to go through, or did you have it all prepared before, so there was minimal adversity maybe?
So, tangible things such as furniture and clothes and things like that were not really important to me. What was important was separating from an event and becoming a better version of myself. I wanted to be able to allow the ex to walk away with 90% of the positive assets, so that even though she was earning more than I was, and that's a blessing for her, that I wanted her to have the opportunity to not have scars, and to whatever she wanted, she could have. As a result, I got a brand new start and was able to, with a clear conscience, move forward without any second thoughts, because the relationship was dead for 3 years. I didn't know it was dead. So very much like the previous commentary, it was just getting to that point and then drawing a line in the sand and moving forward.
I just want to honor you for that, the way you handled that.
Thank you.
Would you agree that's a rare attribute, what you just described? So I would give him a round of applause for that, because most people are doing the opposite, right? You know it to be true.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I shouldn't air laundry, but I'll just say that there were circumstances where I could have stopped money coming to her, but I didn't think that was right. So I just let it all be hers, and I can always go make more.
Good for you, Bill. That's a lesson right there.
Yep.
That's a lesson in emotional intelligence. I can just tell. Now, what I want to ask is, how did this impact your working with families in terms of with their finances? But I'm sure you deal with this with your practice.
When you're working with a family, you want to get everything in writing, both in the current, and make sure everybody's equally yoked. By that I mean congruent in their beliefs, congruent in their financial plans for retirement. So being equally yoked is a biblical term for those of you who don't read the good word. But getting things in writing is really, really important, but it's even more important when you're going through a divorce, because whatever you can agree upon in that separation and put it on paper and let the other person have that, you find that in the end it comes down to maybe 4 or 5 tangible things that you're going to argue about, right? And then you just decide, how much is that worth to me? And most of the time it's not worth anything. So you just for the sake of mental health and wellness, you give in and you move forward.
Okay. Where do you spend most of your, when I say most of your time, like what would you say your main focus is when you're working with a family or an individual? Do you seem to get like a repeating pattern of certain things, or it's just every case is different?
A repeating pattern. Most people, since there's no courses offered in high school, most people really don't have a clue about what it takes to retire. They don't know what a retirement budget is or a current budget, and they think it's a 6-letter curse word, right? So essentially, you're supposed to set up a budget, a livable budget, and then an in retirement budget. And then once you set up both, you look for how much money you would need in savings in retirement, and you solve for the difference, or what I call the delta, and then you create a savings strategy that will solve for that delta so that you don't retire and have to work as a greeter at Walmart at age 78, right? You want to create a savings plan that works for you. But see, the key thing is, it's not how much you save, but where you save it, okay? That's the key. Whether it's $200 a month or $2,000 a month, it doesn't matter. What matters is that you're creating some form of nest egg that's going to make a difference, because we don't know what's going to happen in 10 years. 10 years, we might not have Social Security. Matter of fact, it could be bankrupt in 10 years if nothing's done. So you have to have a game plan in place, okay?
Do you have 3 tips you could leave us with today?
Sure. Step one is to don't keep up with the Joneses and the Smiths in spending. Step 2, eliminate Starbucks from your daily habit, okay? Who needs to spend $9 for coffee when you could have a thermos and put your coffee in it? And step 3 is really easy. Before each and every interaction with others, pray. Pray.
Okay.
Ask him for guidance. Lift him up. Put him at the center of your focus and your heart and your drive, and he will deliver.
Beautiful message. I do want to, before we transition out and wrap up, I just want to ask you what motivated you to get into this space? Was it what prompted you to be here today? Because you have a journey that you made a decision to get into this, and now here you are on stage. So what prompted you to get into this business?
Initially, it was seeing all these special needs families not have a game plan, and that they didn't have income or anybody really teaching them that they need to get a special needs trust, and a trust enables them to have health benefits as well as state benefits coming in as for disability. Once you educate and elevate them to that level and teach them how so that they don't lose those benefits, the next biggest thing was what happened with my mom, because here's somebody that worked 3 jobs all her life, and I was her long-term care plan. And so I want to prevent, as we age and as we get older, that tragedy of us having to rely on our children to be our long-term care plan. And there's many, many plans that you can do that cost pennies on the dollar if you deal with someone like me as opposed to a typical planner. You know, there's 1% of us that do it right, okay? And I'm that 1%. 99% do it wrong, okay? And it's a shame because it's about them and their commission. This is about you, your nest egg, your retirement, and it should be about creating memories with your children and grandchildren in retirement, okay? It's that simple.
Thank you for sharing that. Can you feel his heart, special needs, his mother? So if you have special needs, you know somebody. How many think a conversation with Bill was worth it? Raise your hand. So make sure you connect with him. Bill, what's the best way to connect with you?
So you can go to my website, which is www.perfectlyimperfectfamilies with the plural, with lies at the end, because all families lie, So families.com. I have a website dedicated to your personal growth. I want you to succeed and live in abundance. I can't be ever more clear. Everyone deserves a shot to retire in happiness and abundance. Do not believe the lies, okay? There are ways out there, and I could teach you how to retire income tax free, and it's not a Roth, okay? And one last thing. The biggest lie that we face today is this thing called a 401k. It started in 1971, and it was a way for us to put away our monies to eventually come out. But what you didn't realize is you signed a contract with the devil, okay? And that's the government. And the government is just waiting, chomping at the bit for you to retire so they could take their 35 to 40% of that nest egg. I have a solution to prevent that from happening. Don't get caught in the propaganda of the 401k, okay? There's a better way, okay? And it's safe, legal, and it's for you, okay? Don't believe what you read.
Get in touch with Bill and have that conversation. Thank you so much, Bill, and yeah, appreciate you being here. We are going to do a little Q&A. We'll take a question if somebody has a question. Nobody picked up this dollar.
Hey, Bill, thank you for your information and the work that you're doing. My question is for entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, we go all in. And what do you, it's like, yes, you end up going into debt because you have a dream and you really want to go for that dream. Where do we draw the line?
So, entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, their biggest weakness is that they know how to sell and they know what to get and what they want, right? Mm-hmm. The first thing you do when you start a business is plan an exit strategy. The very first thing, okay, which no one does. The second thing you do is you got to figure out how to get your blood and sweat equity out of that business. Again, no one does it. Third thing you need to do is you got to figure out a way of saving while you're losing money. I can teach you how to pull money out of your business while it's losing money to put towards your retirement legally. Okay? So there's 3 steps to have, 3 steps to do. And I guess the fourth thing is to find out how to get a hold of me so I can make a difference.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So you're talking about the 401, they usually take, what, 35% out, 30% at the end of your...
What's the match?
What do you usually do? Like, can you just roll over to an IRA, stop it, preventing from them taking it out?
So you're a business owner, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's a little bit different for you, okay? But you only invest in a 401k where the company matches. Everything else is superfluous or overabundance because there's other ways to put money away where you earn double-digit returns. The problem with a 401k is you have exposure to the stock market and risk. And that exposure to stock market and risk means that your money can go up and down, up and down. When you work with someone like myself, we have these things called floors. And in the floors, it's contractually guaranteed that you never lose money, which means that once you get a gain, it's permanent. Okay? I'll say it again, it's permanent. It doesn't go up and down. So the difference between putting $200 a week away at age 25 to age 65 with me versus someone else is this. If you put it in a 401k, $200 a week for 40 years, and I'll do the math for you, it's $96,000, okay? That $96,000, because of the power of compounding interest, should grow to $551,000. Great. It's tax deferred. If you do that same investment with me for those 40 years, it's $1.2 million.
Nice.
So I'm going to ask you a simple question. What would you prefer to have?
What you're offering.
Correct. So only invest up to the match. The difference, you put it into something that grows tax-free or tax-deferred at a double-digit yield, okay? And it's protected. If it does not have a floor, then you change where your 401k is stored, okay? And that will help you.
Yeah, when I worked for Bally Tuttle Fitness, I had a 401, and I matched it, and then I put more in, and then I rolled it over to an IRA, a Roth IRA. That's what I originally did, and then a SEP too.
So Gordon, I think this is a conversation.
Yeah, we'll talk
I think you
about
guys need to talk. That's what needs to happen. Thank you for offering that. Bill Walters, everybody, give him a warm round of applause for coming up there and sharing. You see how everybody is open? You really feel that? Like they're sharing from their heart. It's not just, hey, you can tell he's grounded and coming from the heart.